Hey guys, Niklas here from Your Audio Solutions. Awesome to have you here this week again. Hope you guys are doing well in the Black Friday, Thanksgiving madness that's taking place. Well, Thanksgiving in the US, but Black Friday all over the place. Today, I don't want to talk to you about Black Friday or Thanksgiving, obviously. But I want to talk to you about why diversifying can be good for your studio and career. Many of us in the music industry have had to diversify at some point. I have had to do it. I know people like Andrew Sheps had to do it. Perhaps Greg Wells, if I remember a story I read correctly. And I'm sure many others. Typically, it happens when there's a slow period in the recording studio you work in or your own home studio. For example, Andrew came off some huge records and found himself having to diversify. So he did some home theater installation and started teaching, which we're all grateful for, because otherwise we wouldn't have all these amazing Andrew Sheps videos. And I had to diversify myself because I used to work in recording studios, many recording studios around London. Unfortunately, sometimes there wasn't enough money to keep me on, so I had to seek other income streams, so to speak. So I started doing more and more live sound, and I'm really grateful to having done live sound, and it's been great. You learn a lot that I wouldn't learn in the recording studio. By having done live sound and trying to help you guys get more clients yourself, I've been experimenting or trying a few ways I can turn perhaps my experience with live sound and doing a lot of bands live, how that can improve my studio situation. So by doing live sound, I have been able to record bands live actually, and I've been getting in contact with more artists and managers who have their small management companies, and that's another opportunity down the line where you yourself, if you find yourself having to diversify, you can start talking to more artists. Maybe you mix a lot of artists in a venue. That's another opportunity for you to gain more clients for your home studio, or meet people in the industry you wouldn't meet otherwise. For example, managers, like I just said. So I don't want you to think about having to diversify being a failure, or that you're not good enough and that you can support yourself from only a home studio. You will be able to do that, but sometimes, maybe in the beginning, having an extra gig, for example, live sound. It doesn't have to be live sound. It can be doing film stuff. You can be doing whatever you want to do, composing music. I just happen to have done live sound, and I'm grateful for it. And I think if you find yourself in that situation, you realize, well, first of all, it's really nice to be able to do music and audio for a living. So you don't have to go work in a coffee shop, for example. You don't have to go to McDonald's. You can still do music and audio for a living, even though it might not be exactly what you want. It's still a pretty good life to do what you want for a living. And you can slowly build your home studio business or your recording studio business by taking those clients and maybe converting them into clients for your home studio in the future. And that is possible doing live sound, for example. And I know many people have done this, like Jackie King was doing live sound for a bit when the studio business was going slow. And it allows you to develop your skills that can be very useful in the studio, because whatever you have to do in live, or if you're working in post-production or composing music, there's stuff you pick up that can be useful. So see it as a good experience having to diversify. It's not only bad, it's actually mostly good. So if you find yourself in a situation where maybe you have a slow month in the studio, see what other things you can do outside your world in the studio that is still related to audio and music. Another cool example from my own experiences, from having done a lot of live sound, I've also got to do composing. This summer, I got composed music and sound design for a show we took up to Edinburgh in Scotland. That was pretty cool. And something that allowed me to work in my home studio composing music and doing the sound design, which I wouldn't have got if my only focus was to only record bands. And this is why it's cool to diversify, because you get to do other things and you get to utilize another part of your skill set. And as I said, you still get to work in your home studio and make money from there. I guess you can also diversify your studio a bit, although I don't really recommend it, but I guess it's possible. So if you're offering only, let's say, mixing, and a lot of people come to you for recording as well or mastering, it might be a good idea to also diversify and include those services as well. Although I don't really recommend, if you have a recording studio, to offer ADR and all those sort of things that I see many smaller studios in London do. It's better to stick to one service, so to speak, but that can still be diversified a bit, I guess. I know this was a shorter episode than usual. I just want to give you this tip. Diversifying can be good for your studio and your career. It allows you to do music and audio for a living, even though it might not be exactly what you want at this exact moment in time. But it can allow you to grow your home studio. It can allow you to grow your recording studio, your freelance business. And it can allow you to work on cool projects that you wouldn't get to do otherwise. So diversifying can be good. Embrace it. It's not going to last forever. And let me know what you're struggling with at the moment. And let me know in the comments, have you diversified in your career so far? Is there anything you don't want to do as a side job from your home recording studio? Or what are your thoughts about diversifying? Let me know in the comments below or send me an email wherever you're listening to this, and I see you guys next week.